All right, y'all, so we have Milk coming out today. I am going to try to get her. I am going to be doing a showcase on her, obviously in the scope lock, and then obviously if I don't get her, we will see if Rebuke got her instantly. Before we get into this, make sure you guys subscribe and like if you're enjoying the content and stuff like that. I am gonna bring a lot more to the channel, just a lot more general stuff that you guys might enjoy, but I'm waiting for it to be 4 o'clock, and it looks like it's 4 o'clock. We officially have Milk in the game, right? But before we go ahead and get, oh my god, Milk, oh my god, where's my webcam? There we are. Before we go ahead and do that, let's go to the coin rush, because if you actually go to the coin rush and you go into the login, you can go ahead and get yourself 3 extra singles that should benefit you for your multi on Milk, which I am going to do because I do want Milk. I think Milk is going to be a great character to have, especially if you're trying to run this new Pierce comp with Red Hood, Milk, and an Aid. I don't have Aid, nor do I have Milk, obviously. I think Aid is probably the one you want to get, but like Milk is very good as well. Okay, let's just do let's try it. Let's try to get her. I would love to pull her just so I can test her without having to do the scope lock, but if I don't get her, it is what it is. I haven't been lucky on this game for a long time. Yeah, like literally, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have not been lucky on Nikke for a long time. Like, it is what it is, but let's go try out this character. All right, so this is the team we're going in with. I'm gonna go full scope block just to compare Milk and Red Hood. Obviously, Red Hood is a great DPS. I don't think Red Hood is that powerful of a DPS, to be honest, in like 2025 compared to a lot of the other characters, but I would still say she's a pretty good DPS. I feel like if Milk kind of competes with Red Hood, even on scope block, that says a lot, because then if you give Milk overload gear, she's just gonna be spazzing, right? But basically, if you don't know, when this character performs a full charge, she'll give herself the Pierce effect for 6 seconds. It takes way less than 6 seconds for her to use a full charge, so she and Red Hood are permanently going to have the Pierce effect up, which is really, really good, because Aid is basically giving them a permanent Pierce damage buff as well anytime she uses a full charge, like on the enemy within the effective range, which in her case is practically anybody who she hits. So there's that, right? Not to mention, this character does have other abilities like distributed damage after what? It says activates with full charge lasts 0.5 seconds or more. So I don't know if that's like one of those situations where it's like what's her name? The free-to-play Rapunzel, where you have to hold it, because it does say her charge time is 1 second. So I assume that's just permanently, like that's just gonna happen off rip, right? If it takes her 1 second to charge, 0.5 or more seconds is going to be great, I feel like. But it says activate when full charge lasts for 0.5 seconds. So I assume they want you to actually hold it for just 0.5 extra seconds. We'll see, right? We'll see. If it goes off, we will see the, you know, she gets all these effects, right? So we will see if she gets this attack buff for 40 seconds, which I'm not gonna lie, is quite crazy. A 40% attack buff is quite, not even 40%, it's 118% for 40 seconds if you use a full charge, and the full charge lasts longer than 0.5 seconds, right? So not charging up, but like a full charge. So if we take a look, she used the full charge, right? She clearly doesn't have any of the buffs. What they want you to do is like that. There, now she has this buff for 40 seconds, and you're kind of done, but they want you to kind of do that, right? They want you to kind of hold it for just a bit longer. So she kind of becomes a manual character in that sense, because on auto it's not going to wait that 0.5 seconds. That's the reality of the situation, and I feel like it's kind of a waste, because if you're like, you gotta wait, boom, you gotta wait, boom, you gotta wait, and it's just like, it's like, what is going on? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the hell is going on? Oh, does it only proc one time, actually? I don't know if it procs one time until like it goes away, right? But let's just leave it. Wait, what does her burst skill do again? Because I completely forgot. So her burst skill, she gives herself a crazy pierce damage buff of 117% for 10 seconds, and a crazy attack buff of 220% for 10 seconds. And then obviously, when you're in the overconfident state, which is her burst skill, she will deal 447% of final damage as distributed damage. And that affects every enemy, or all enemies, every 2 seconds. That's quite crazy. Not to mention, I guess when you're in this state, which she is right now, she'll give herself a, yo, this character is about to be nutty. Use her burst skill. Oh, wait, hold on. No. We don't want that. It's fine. We don't want that, but let me see. 23 million to what? Like, we don't want to use Helm's burst skill with her, but 23 million to what? Because this is where it kind of gets concerning, I feel like. Okay, obviously you need that charge. 23 million to what? Ooh. Mind you, she didn't have age buff there. Hold on. Wait. I feel like, okay, cooldown reduction, you kind of have that now because Helm and Litter have cooldown reduction, so you don't have to worry about CDR. But obviously, like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's quite crazy. Okay, wait, what is she at now? Are we gonna, okay, we have age burst skill, 100 million. I do want to see, is her burst skill up? Okay, so let's use this, hold it for longer than a thing, and boom. Now, I know we wasted a second there, but she should have it. Or does it only proc one time? I'm so confused. What? It's not here on her, but I feel like she should have had it by now. Anyway, let's see. How much? Oh, I thought that was 73 million it was saying. I thought that was saying 73 million. I was about to say no. Yeah, but it's no question, this character is quite powerful, right? I think obviously with overload gear, she's gonna be amazing. I think the only like thing that I do find annoying is the, you gotta wait kind of 5 seconds. Like, look, this is longer. Okay, so there, when it does that, then you got it off. When it does that, then you've got it off. So now she has her 40-second attack buff, right? Which is right there. She has this right here, Brock. Which is quite crazy because now her full kit's gonna be active the next time we use her burst skill. Which I'm telling you guys might be a bit nasty. Let's see, 189 million to what? That might be a bit nasty. Okay, oh my god. Okay, 100 and I think it was, I forgot what it was. I forgot. Yeah, she's quite powerful. She is quite powerful, right? And you gotta wait for that to, okay, so now it's off. We have to hold it. Once that, boom. So you just gotta wait, basically. And then when you wait the 40 seconds, I guess that's that. But you have to do that like basically every 40 seconds, because I don't think you could do it like randomly. Like, I know it's still up right now. If I hold it, right, it's not doing anything. You have to wait the 40 seconds, right? So every 40 seconds you kind of have to manually play her for just less than a second, literally. But right now, like, I could do it, right? And boom, right? And that's all it is. That's all it is. It's not really every 40 seconds, is it? That doesn't feel like it's every 40 seconds, but it's more like every, like, what? I guess it is every 40 seconds because there's no other timer on it besides the 40 seconds. I don't know. I just know when all her buffs are gone at the bottom, then you're able to use it. Like, right now, we can't use it yet, right? When these buffs goes away, okay, now I know we can use it. Which I guess we can't because there's still a 40 seconds. So it is every 40 seconds then. Yeah, and I'm kind of like holding her back because I'm not attacking at certain points by doing that, and she's still very close to Red Hood. That really does go to show how crazy she is. But now I can hold it, boom, and we're good to go. But it really does go to show how crazy of a character she is. And I feel like if we had Crown on the team, where we honestly could put Crown on the team, we would see something crazy. But is Milk good? For sure. I think this is a very good addition, not only to the Iron class, but to Pierce in general. The Iron team has cooldown reduction, and their boss kind of needs, not necessarily needs, but their boss, like, Pierce is big for their type of boss, which is the Ultra boss, right? So I'm not gonna lie, Milk being that close to Red Hood, considering that I was holding her back, right? Literally, there was times where I'm literally not firing just to see how her stuff works. But I do think Milk is quite strong. If we're gonna say Red Hood is strong, it's quite fair to say Milk is strong. But I do want to try Milk, obviously, with, like, you know, maybe just higher levels and stuff like that. I don't expect people to have overload gear for her right away, but I mean, we could check Rebuke and see what's going on, but I doubt he's gonna have overload gear for her. All right, so a Rebuke ended up summoning, and we're just waiting to, I guess, get the okay because he's building her up. But he said the summons were crazy, so we're gonna see in a second. Okay, well, from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like my boy Rebuke done max limit broke her in a multi. I've never seen this before. Yeah, he max limit broke her in a multi, literally. Well, he got her once, obviously, but then I guess the next multi or something, he got 3. That's max limit broke. Can you know he did because it's dupe, dupe, dupe. So that's gonna be so fun to try out. All right, y'all, so we are here on Mr. Rebuke's account. Shout out to Rebuke. It's crazy because he ended up getting literally max limit break within, I guess, I don't know if he wailed or not, but he ended up getting max limit break, right? So I'm ready to try this out, obviously, because now we get to try out you know, overload gear. I assume he gave her overload gear because for some reason he just always has overload gear. He did, right? We got ammo capacity, charge damage and hit rate, crit rate, and then ammo capacity, elemental damage and attack. It's a really good piece, but I mean, compared to the Red Hood, like, this Red Hood is quite built. So this, I guess, is somewhat of a, oh, this is okay, that's quite the difference of Red Hood versus Milk. So I feel like it's okay of a showing, just because if, let's say, Milk gets close to Red Hood here, it goes to show how strong Milk is compared to the builds. Like, Red Hood is 200k powers higher. Is she? I think she's like, wait, can I see that real quick, actually? Yeah, she's, okay, 110k more power than her, but still. So let's go ahead and proc this. Okay, we gotta wait 40 seconds now, right? So there's, you know, Miss Litter. Obviously, we have Miss Aid, and then we have our, you know, Red Hood is gonna be performing. Which, go ahead, Red Hood, do your thing, do your big one. I really do think like this is gonna be really good. I think this whole thing of what they're doing with Aid and Milk, I'm calling Milk and Aid Maid because that makes sense now, right? But Aid and Milk, I think this whole thing of like the Pierce thing is really cool. Obviously, we have cooldown reduction with this team, but we have to wait a few bursts. Okay, so what are we at? Because we should have our buffs up, right? I do want to see real quick. We are at 100. Okay, that's quite the number. Okay, we're at 125 million, right? Do we have our insane buff? I do not see the insane attack buff. Or is it this? No, it would be a 100 and something attack buff. I don't see that buff anywhere, so we don't actually have it up, right? 102%. I don't know if we can get it up. It doesn't look like we can, so let's just, okay, I guess we can't right there. We have to wait until after the burst skill or something. But what are we at here? Okay, so 300 million. She went from 125 to 300 million. I can get it up now. Okay. I don't understand why it never works on a burst skill. Like, I don't see why it doesn't work on a burst skill when there's nothing up during the burst skill. You get what I'm saying? Like, it should be up right now, right? It should be up right now because we just got it off, which it is. So now we're gonna see what it's at. We're at 378 to what? Remember, this Red Hood is way more invested than the Milk we just built. This is a barely built Milk, but what is it? 378 to basically 600 mil. Okay, I feel like if this Milk was on par with Red Hood in terms of the gear and the build and the stats, Milk would probably hit just as hard as Red Hood, which is pretty good, I feel like, because remember, like, Red Hood is still one of the strongest iron DPSs in the game, right? You have Rappy, you have Red Hood, and then you have Eve and Raven. But after that, you probably have like Red Hood, then you have like Laplace and Julia. And I think Milk might be there as strong as Red Hood. But again, Red Hood, like, nobody's gonna have their Milk just as built as their Red Hood. Red Hood is a 1-year anniversary character, and people have had years to build her up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, but the only thing, like I said, my only like gripe realistically with this character is the simple fact that you do have to like kind of come back to her to get her first skill to work. Like, it's not gonna be muscle memory all the time that I have to come back to her right on the exact second to like get her thing off. You get what I'm saying? So it's more of like just a hassle, in my opinion, to have to do that, but that's just me personally. I know that it's, let's see, I don't even know when it's available. Like, can I do it now? Okay, what is there any indications that's telling me that I can do it? I want to say it's those red debuffs, right? Because there are red debuffs over my head. I guess they're gone now, so I'm not sure. Here's their Kamehameha or Kaioken, whatever. But can I do it here? Oh, I guess I can. I don't know. I really don't know the interval of that. Like, when is it? Is it just after the debuffs go away or something? I assume the background music is phenomenal. Good lord, I'm sorry, the background music is really good. But we're gonna get a last burst skill, and it's gonna be on a milk, so that's good. It's a fair run. Literally the last few seconds will be Miss Milk here. But I don't know. Let's see what the final number is, right? Is she, like, you know, what's the final number? Okay, so we're at 4 billion with Red Hood and then 1.7 billion with Milk. But like I said, I think even 1.7 billion is still good for Milk. I think that's great, considering that, one, she is not built whatsoever, and two, like, we literally just got her. But I do think that if you do build into Milk, you can get a very strong Milk. Realistically, as I've been saying this whole time, I think she's a great character. Would I recommend you guys summon for her? I feel like her and Aid would be good pickups for the future. Like, I feel like if you need a good, decent iron team, or not even just an iron team, but if you want like that Pierce team, this is going to be that team where it's like kind of made. Aid, Milk, and Red Hood. I feel like that's going to be your Iron Pierce team, and then you can have Litter on that team, and if you really want to, you can have the Summer Helm on that team as well. That's a full Iron team with your cooldown reduction. That's a full team with your buffs and stuff like that, and your supports. You have a lot of attack buffs coming from Litter, and obviously Aid, you have a lot of Pierce buffs coming from not only Red Hood herself, not Milk herself for themselves, but Aid as well. I feel like you have a lot of different things that's happening here, right? But who would I say is better? I mean, I think Red Hood is obviously going to be better than Milk, but I do think Milk is quite good. So you guys let me know what you think. Maybe you guys think otherwise, I don't know. But it's your boy Zxous. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe and like. I'm gonna see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.